Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 7th EU-ASEAN Regional Youth Talk Show. My name is Nadia, and I am so honored to be here today to share the screen with a lineup of super inspiring youth from ASEAN. I feel like this talk show today is going to be talking about how important it is to have a lot of skills or maybe like honing your skills in your youth as I feel like to share a personal experience. I explored a lot of skills in my time. Well, maybe I'm not that young anymore, but I do love exploring new skills and also passions aside from academic pursuits. But did you know that 2023 is actually the European Year of Skills? So, what does this mean? And what kind of skills does youth need to be able to thrive in the ever-changing environment that we have right now? And I think we're going to have a lot of fun discussing these topics together today. But before we start, please join me in welcoming His Excellency, Ambassador of the European Union to ASEAN, Igor Driesmans. Hi, Ambassador Driesmans, how are you?
Very good, very good. Thank you, Nadia. And I would qualify you as young still, if I may say so. But thank you for opening our first EU-ASEAN Youth Talk Show in 2023. Good afternoon to you. Very warm welcome to all of the speakers and to the audience from across ASEAN to this now already seventh edition of the Youth Talk Show. And as you said, Nadia, we're celebrating the remarkable year 2023, the European Year of Skills, a year dedicated to the recognition and to the cultivation of skills that will shape our future and drive us towards, we hope, success. Because with the European Year of Skills, we encourage a passion for learning and a culture of skills development, not only for Europeans, but for all people around the world. We think that having a workforce with the skills that are in demand will contribute to sustainable growth, will lead to more innovation and improve companies' competitiveness. Because still skilled workers enjoy better job opportunities and broader possibilities to fully engage in society. And in doing so, we ensure that the economic recovery is socially fair and just, and that the green and digital transition, which we aspire, is also socially fair and just. Because skills empower individuals, strengthen communities, and propel nations forward. And in this fast-paced, ever-evolving world, the importance of skills cannot be overstated. Not so long ago, we've launched the Global Gateway strategy. And in that strategy, we emphasize the importance of skills development as well as new partnerships on higher education and research in external action. But let me just say that for us, the Year of Skills is not just a campaign. It's an invitation for you and for every young person to rise, to dream big, and to become architects of your own destiny. It's a call for everyone, including young people, to discover your passion, to develop your unique talents and unlock your full potential. It's an invitation for individuals of all ages to embrace lifelong learning, to adapt to changing circumstances, and to equip yourself with the tools necessary for success. So let us collectively recognize that skills are not limited to traditional academic knowledge, but encompass a broad spectrum of abilities, from technical expertise to creativity, from problem solving to communication, from leadership to adaptability. So in today's talk show, you'll have the opportunity to hear from the experience of an Erasmus alumnus, a member of the Youth Sounding Board, and also to learn more about our new metaverse project, Simple. So get ready to be inspired, to be challenged, and to be part of what I hope will be a very vibrant dialogue as we celebrate your boundless potential of skills in shaping your brighter future. So thank you very much and enjoy the discussion today.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Driesmans, for the inspiring words. I'm pretty sure everyone is very excited to exchange information, experiences, and also learning something new about this program. And I would like to invite like other speakers that are here with us today. We have Benji Alan Aquino, the Youth Sounding Board from the Philippines. Hi, Benji. How are you?
Hi, Nadia. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Okay, next we have Dr. Amin Farid, an Erasmus alumnus from Singapore. Hello, hi Dr.
Halo
Amin.
Nadia, apa kabar?
Baik, terima kasih. Apa kabar? I hope
Kabar
you're having a
baik.
good day. All right, and last but not least, we have Jen Cottonso, the project coordinator for EU-funded sustainability issues, metaverse for building participatory learning environments, or SIMPLE project. Hi, Jen.
Hi, I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to speak in your language.
It's
How are
okay.
you?
Yeah, I was about to try to speak in French, but I'm not gonna butcher it. But yeah, I'm good. How are you?
That's completely fine. I'm good, thank you. I'm actually talking from France, where I am right now,
Ooh,
but usually
okay.
based in Vietnam.
Oh, that's great. So you were based in ASEAN before, right? In
Yes.
Vietnam. I think some friends here who are
Yeah, I've
watching.
seen that we have a lot of participants from Vietnam, so that's really cool.
Yeah, that's super cool. Okay, well, it's such an honor to have you guys here. I feel like it's going to be a very colorful discussion that we're going to have today. So, Ambassador Driesmans earlier mentioned about like the Erasmus Plus program in his opening remarks, and I think Dr. Amin is one of the alumnus of the program. So I would like to invite him to share a little bit about like what was your experience like in the program?
Right. Okay. Hello, everyone. Very excited to be here. Where should I start? Okay. Well, I think the experience have definitely impacted me positively. So I was part of Choreomundus, which is a program that I attended in 2014 to 2016. And it's a very unique program because it's to do with dance. And I'm a dance scholar today. I'm very proud to admit that. And it's a 2-year joint master that investigates dance and movement practices. So it can be rituals, it can be martial arts, games, and we do this in a context of intangible cultural heritage, and also with the intention to contribute to the studies of dance, heritage, and also to encourage an awareness of dance as culture. So during my time in Coromundus, I studied in 4 different institutions in 4 different countries. So we started off in Norway, and then we went to France, where I studied at University Clermont-Auvergne, and then I went to Hungary, University of Szeged, and lastly to the University of Roehampton, which is in London. And I think the experience was very fruitful because other than the skills that I got to become a researcher, to do field work, learning interview techniques, motion analysis, and movement analysis, I too gained a friendship with friends who came from many different countries. I think we were 16 different nationalities studying together and moving from one country to the next. And I would also say that we have a very strong alumni network because Coromundus started in 2012. And today, I think we are in our 11th cohort, and such a very strong network of alumni that we since 2018, which was our very first alumni conference. Our most recent was last year at Clermont-Ferrand, where we had not only did we have a conference, we also had a film festival as well, because we wanted to acknowledge that because of COVID, we were able to create dance films as well. So very exciting times I've had. And like what Ambassador Drisman did say just now about being architects of your own destiny. I think it was due to my time in Erasmus Mundus that I saw my value as a researcher, as a scholar, and then went on to do my PhD. In 2021, I was conferred my doctorate. So I'm very excited to be sharing about these experiences with everyone here.
That sounds marvelous, actually. I feel like not a lot of people know that, like, maybe like during all the courses that we participate in, all the programs that we are involved in, there and then we would discover what actually inspires us to do what we like, right? It's because I feel like a lot of youth are maybe like some of us are still confused on like, oh, I'm not sure what I should do yet. Maybe I should not do anything. But I think if you take that leap of faith and actually go on these opportunities, then like you get to really discover what you want to do. Just like Dr. Amin being like a full-on researcher. So that's really great. Thank you so much, Dr. Amin, for sharing that. I would like to get your attention to this link of Mentimeter questions. So participants here, you could click the open button on your Zoom, and then you can try to answer the questions with all the prompts that are already available to you. And yeah, we can see the statistics of like how you guys could bond over your questions, your answers, sorry. So it could be fun. The questions are all about the European Year of Skills and also all the programs that will be discussed here. So yeah, feel free to join. And if you are out of the Zoom webinar, you can go to menti.com and use the code on your screen right now. It's 72709459. Please let our staff know on the chat box if you can't see it. We would help you in a bit. All right. So this first question, how excited are you to learn more about the European skills? Very well. We have 26 answers. Okay, 2 very. And I'm all right with 4. That's okay. And 0 meh. Great job. Okay, so I love the excitement that's here. So that's awesome, guys. Okay. Slide. All right, I think we can go to the next question. Are you confident about the skills that you have now? Okay. Oh, it's still going up. It's still going up. Oh, so far it's a tie. Okay. Oh, you can't see anything on the screen. Could the staff help, please? Thank you. Maybe you should refresh. But yeah, I think from the submission, oh, there's a lot of no in the confidence of skills and 26 answers and 23 with 24 now with yes. If you don't have the link, please go to menti.com and then use the code on the screen and you can participate on the polls. So I guess it's almost a tie with the second question. A really thin delta on this one. But I'm pretty sure you guys could get super inspired and motivated to kind of see also the options of like how you can build confidence in the skills that you have right now. Or maybe like even develop new skills, which is pretty exciting. Okay, we got 37 on no and 33 on yes. Ooh, okay. So the third question is, what new skills would you like to acquire? The link for the Mentimeter is already on the chat box, so please check your chat box. Okay, we got digital. Ooh, another language, data science, communication, AI. That's pretty trendy. Hey, right now, AI. Okay. Oh, there are a lot already. Okay, I think what remains big in this chart is language, digital, AI, and communication. Ooh, entrepreneurship as well. We can see the chat box. If you guys still couldn't access the website, maybe you could also try typing it on the chat box is also fine. Okay, next question is, are you interested in studying in Europe? I'm very excited to be studying in Europe. Maybe someday I'll get the chance. Okay, yes. Ooh, I feel like almost everyone wants to study in Europe. Yes, it's exciting. A new continent, and also it would like help learning a new language and new cultures as well. Okay, wow, literally zero on the no. Wow, that's pretty exciting. Hey. I hope you guys can all study in Europe and maybe I can join you guys as well and follow the footsteps of Jen, Dr. Abin, and also Benji. All right, so moving on to Benji. Hi, Benji. So you're a part
Hi,
of.
Nadia.
Hi. Sorry, I'm a bit
Oh,
laggy.
just to share, I have not yet studied in Europe, but I'm also
Ah!
excited. So maybe we'll get to go
Oh
there
my
together.
gosh. Yeah, maybe we can go together, Benji, who knows?
Yeah.
Okay, so you are a part of the EU Youth Sounding Board. Please help me understand what does that mean?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon, or as magandang hapon, as we say in the Philippines. Also, happy Pride Month. So the Youth Sounding Board is its full name is the Youth Sounding Board for EU International Partnerships. It is a group of 25 incredible and amazing youth leaders from all over the world, two of which are from the ASEAN. The Youth Sounding Board is a space where youth voice is heard and where youth are seen as active partners in creating change. Our main mandate is to advise the Commissioner for International Partnerships, Commissioner Yuta Urpilainen, on the relevance and effectiveness of EU external action when it comes to youth. Through the Youth Sounding Board, we have been given the chance to meet and have a dialogue with decision makers, such as members of the parliament and ambassadors. And in those meetings, we get to share our views and opinions on policies and ultimately lobby for youth inclusive, if not youth centric policies. And so this is an amazing opportunity for all of us who would want to at least have a degree of influence as regards policies that ultimately affect everyone. And one of my favorite moments with being in the Youth Sounding Board is meeting other young leaders from all over the country. I learned so much from them, not just in terms of skills, for instance, but also in terms of culture. There's this one member that I'm particularly close with. He's Indian, and he taught us to do the Bhangra dance like this. I'm not sure if I did that correctly, but I might have butchered it. But yeah, that's the Youth Sounding Board.
That all sounds really exciting. So it's how many members do they have again?
We are 25.
25 people from like all over ASEAN, is it?
All over the world, with two being from the ASEAN.
Oh, nice. So it's a chance for you to learn a lot of dances as well, yes. Instead of like other than the Bangla.
True,
That's like,
true. Yeah, on top of
yes,
the policy side, the more
yeah,
serious stuff. Yeah, we also have
for
fun.
sure. Yeah, I think that's also like important, right? To create these connections, not only just like, like professionally networking, but also like exchanging cultures. I feel like a lot of participants here are also really excited about learning like other cultures and other languages as well. So I think that would really, really, really help, right? Okay. Well, thank you so much, Benji, for sharing. That sounds like a lot of fun. I hope you get to learn Bangla like for Pride Month. Like
Yeah,
super
sure,
cool.
definitely.
Thank you, Benji. Okay, so next up we have Jane. Jen, sorry. If I pronounce that wrong, I feel like I'm
No
super
worries.
different. So,
It's fine,
Jen,
no worries.
okay, I'm gonna take a chill pill and be like, let's go, Jen. So you're the project coordinator for the new EU-funded project, which is called Simple. And even though the project's name is Simple, so it's an abbreviation of something that's not that simple. I hear something about metaverse and using it as a new learning platform. So could you please tell me more about it?
Sure. So bear with me because it's a very new project. As you said, we just started on the 1st of May, so we're not very far with the implementation. But what we ambition to do, maybe first of all, what it stands for, simple, is sustainability issues, multiverse for building participatory learning environments. So as you said, a bit complicated. What we intend to do with this project is to develop new tools to learn in the educative system in ASEAN and then beyond, because this is a prototype project, and we do hope to extend, if this works and people enjoy this experience that we're trying to develop, we hope that this will go beyond the 4 countries of implementation that we're going to have, and maybe beyond ASEAN's borders. So we're mainly going to implement it in Vietnam and Thailand in the 3 first years of the project. And then we intend to reach as well Laos and Cambodia. And the main goal of the project is to develop what we call virtual universes that will be applied to a specific topic relevant to the students of the zone that will be targeted. So, for example, let's say that we're in Vietnam. What we've initially targeted is maybe a virtual universe about the Mekong Delta and the issues it is facing with agriculture and living in an environment that is very much threatened by climate change. And the idea is to have the students in the classroom go into the virtual universe and work together on finding solutions to the sustainability issues that we've identified. And that will be developed on different case studies depending on where we're going to implement the project. And yeah, the whole point is to show the students that they have their opinion, and they have a huge importance, a huge impact in finding the solutions to the issues that we're facing at the moment, and that they can, working together, they very much have good ideas to go forward with sustainable development. And I think that's enough for now, or I can answer questions further on from people in the room.
Thank you, Jin. So I think it's really exciting as well, right? Like if this universe is created, then anyone can just like kind of go there and offer like certain solutions, also like share experiences. Is that what the Simple project aims to do?
So it's not really like Facebook metaverse, I would say. Like, we're not going to just have anyone able to join into the metaverse that we're developing. It will be still close to the schools that will get what we call a mobile lab. So we want to provide the schools participating in the project with some kind of not machine, but yeah, mobile lab, where we will have the headsets to participate in the virtual universe, the monitor to control the virtual universe, and an independent router to access it, even if the internet connection is not good enough. Let's say if you're a little bit remote, and then with this mobile lab, students of the school will be able to all connect whenever it's a good time defined with the teacher. They will go into the virtual universe and work together on finding the solutions to the different problems. And usually we hope that we will have also maybe a serious game. I don't know if that's clear to everyone what a serious game is, but it is a game that has a serious topic. So let's say, circling back to the Mekong Delta challenges, that will be the topic of the game. And then you use the digital tools, so the virtual universe, to work together finding solutions to this problem. So the point is that if not everyone is able to connect on the virtual universe at the same time, on the side, other people are also contributing to the game and working together and have fun, hopefully. the goal is to develop new skills. We can talk a little bit more about it after, and to make education interactive and fun, and show that there's different ways to learn something.
Right. Okay. So we have some questions here on the Q&A if you're willing to answer. Let's start with the one from Sarim. She asked if, hi Jen, what youth can engage in your project in Cambodia?
So as I just said, Cambodia and Laos, we will develop the project in the last year. So it will be 2026, yes. And we are yet to identify our partners to work with in Cambodia. And how we usually function is that we identify an academic partner, whether it's a university or a research institute in the country of implementation. And based on that, we identify a topic for the virtual universe that is relevant to the youth and the people in the country. And then again, we're just starting, so I'm talking very theoretically, because maybe the way we're doing it is going to change a little bit as we go on. But we want to rely on the partners we work with in the country to identify the schools we're going to work with. So it's a very initial project, meaning that the reach, I think, with schools, it will not be with all the schools of the country, because we need to develop the tool first and test it and improve it to make sure that it's actually relevant. So how can you engage with the project in Cambodia? You can follow our social media to see where we're at and engage with us. And once we come to identify partners in Cambodia, maybe we can reach out to your school or which the university you're studying in, or we're gonna also work with civil society. So if you're part of an organization, youth organization, we can probably cooperate with you to include your insights and your opinions in the project's development.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Jen. I hope, Sarim, that answers your question. I think there's another follow-up question, and this is from Cheryl. They asked, is there a website where we could learn more about Simple?
So not yet, because we're still in the very early stage of the project development, but we will have one pretty soon. You can already follow, we have a Facebook that is a Simple Project, and an Instagram, which is Simple Project EU-ASEAN. I think maybe the team can share or I can send it in the chat afterwards, our two social media platform. And the website will follow very soon, hopefully.
All right, guys. So keep an eye out for the website for Simple. And the third question, I think this will be the last before we move on. It came from Michael. I just want to ask Jen, can we still participate to the aims of your Simple project, even though we're coming from various countries, for example, the Philippines? Thanks.
I don't have a clear answer to that, because we have targeted those four countries. But as I said earlier, the point is that if the approach shows to be successful and interesting to the youth, we do hope to reach all the countries in ASEAN. So I think if you're following our social media and engaging with us for that, and we'll have outreach events, online and offline, you can engage with us for that. And again, if it's proves to be successful, we do hope to have later on stages to implement the project in all the countries. So for sure, this is how you can engage.
Okay. All right, cool. Team, do we have time for another question? But if you guys still have any other questions, please don't be shy to click the Q&A button and submit your questions. All right, so here's a time for another Mentimeter question. Please answer these questions on the menti.com. All right, so if you have the opportunity to use the metaverse as a learning platform, what would you like to learn? I feel like from the Q&A and also the chat box, we've already got a sense of like what you guys want to learn. A lot to do with digitalization and training and sustainability, solving problems, AI, of course, manufacturing, metaverse, regenerative practices, policymaking. Okay, AI is still the biggest one. Hey. Right. Forensics. That reminds me of NCIS. I don't know if the participants here watch NCIS and Bones. I think those talk shows, those TV shows also inspire a lot of youth to pursue like a lot of skills, like unique skills like that. Innovation, sustainability, data science, and entrepreneurship, and AI is still the biggest one. Okay. All right. How important do you think it is for youth to be engaged in the policymaking process? Strongly agree, strongly agree. Yes, of course. Okay. I think we know the trend now. Yes. It's very important for youth to be engaged in policymaking. And are you interested in representing ASEAN youth in the EU Youth Sounding Board? Ooh. 3 no's or 4 no's and a lot of yeses so far. I think it'll be fun to work with Benji in this one, yes? I think Benji looks excited as well. Okay, cute. All right. So moving on to the next question then. So when we talk about preparing ourselves as youth for the future, I think mostly we think of the academic route, and it feels like the most natural as well, since we all just, we just embarked from school, or maybe like we look to look for like other institutes or like universities to kind of like continue our academic journey. And I guess that's also Dr. Amin's route that he's pursuing. So Dr. Amin, how did you first hear of the Erasmus Plus, and would you recommend it for the ASEAN youth, and why?
Hey, I think I first found out about Choreo Mundus, which was my program, because I wanted to impact change, but also wanted to also find something that's to do with my passion, which is dance. I actually had a bachelor's from Australia, and my bachelor's was in political science. So I was very interested in trying to see how, to look into heritage policymaking, for example. And that was, because of that, I did my own research and found out about Choreo Mundus. I would definitely encourage youth to take on any of the Erasmus Mundus programs, probably because I see that a lot of the masters and doctoral programs look at very urgent matters that could impact the world, both in Europe, in ASEAN, and also globally. So the things that we are hearing today from my colleagues who have just presented earlier is very clear that they are working on issues that are very urgent, very necessary, and also are voices to be part of the global voice of change. So I personally believe that any of the programs, if they were to take on of Erasmus Mundus, offers that opportunity.
Right. That's very cool. Being involved in a lot of policy making as well. That's super cool as well. Just like what Benji does in Youth Sounding Board as well. So from all the skills that you acquired during your time, how are those applicable to your career now, Dr. Amin?
So, other than being an educator, which is also the route that you naturally take on after getting your doctorate, I'm also an activist. So, I work with people on the ground, with communities of practice. So, though I come from Singapore, my interest is in maritime Southeast Asia. So, I've worked with communities of practice in Indonesia, in Malaysia, Thailand. These are areas which I felt that my skill set as a dance scholar, as somebody who deals with policy making that's to do with culture, heritage. So that's where I can best use my skills. Aside from that, I also do write, and I write about current issues that are political or cultural with this online magazine called Arts Equator. So all of these skills are very relevant in what I do today from my experience learning with Erasmus Mundus.
It's very helpful indeed. I think it's great that you get to know your interest in like the did you say maritime life in ASEAN countries, which I think we have a lot of ocean. So I think it's great that you could use those skill sets for your career. And since Dr. Amin earlier mentions about like the policy making and how he was engaged in it, I want to ask Benji as well, like as a part of the Youth Sounding Board, like how much were you engaged in the policy making or any policies that you dealt with in your time?
Yeah, sure. So being part of the Youth Sounding Board, our main mandate is really to advise on policy matters. And what I loved about this is that even though we were working remotely, we would still coordinate with each other, and we would sometimes fly to Brussels to meet with members of parliament and also to meet Commissioner Urpilainen to have a dialogue with them directly. And it was also my first time going to Europe back then, so very thankful about that. What I loved about the process of being in the Youth Sounding Board is that the whole process, we also receive workshops where we learn new skills or sharpen skills that we might already have. When we talk about skills in relation to policy proposals or intervening in these policy making processes, the skills that we usually make use of the most is research, writing, speaking. We do research through desktop research, consultations, creating and disseminating surveys, and even holding focus group discussions to make sure that our policy proposals will have basis in data. And then we have to write down our findings and proposals down. And in many instances, we also have to orally communicate to the decision makers. Of course, it's between those broad steps that I described, there will also be more specific skills needed, such as proofreading, editing, translating texts into other languages aside from English. And it's important that young people are capacitated and equipped with the necessary skills to engage in policy making and policy dialogues. In that way, the decision makers will be less likely, or young people will be less likely to be excluded in these spaces. And we are able to more effectively argue or make our cases for the advocacies, cases, and changes that we want to move forward with. For instance, I think we can all agree for a fact that it's already very hard for young people to get into these spaces, to even be invited into spaces where policy making is involved. And if you get in there, you have to make sure that your proposals are backed by data. You have to make sure that you're able to communicate well your ideas. In that way, it will be harder for those members of the parliament or for those decision makers to dismiss you or to ignore you, because you have the skills to be able to engage them.
Right. Yeah, that makes total sense. I feel like you if you go on to wanting to create impact, like useful impact, you start with the policies and how to contribute your I guess like experiences and your suggestions and like your ideas or theories, then you would need like these skill sets as well. So I'd like to continue this discussion about skill sets, since it's really important to kind of like hone new ones and nurture existing ones. I'll just ask to the floor right now, what skills do you think is important for youth to have to be able to successfully navigate in this, like ever-changing world, and also like in the future, since there would constantly be like rapid change with technology and science in the future. Maybe I would give the floor to Dr. Amin first to answer.
Thank you. I would say that critical skills is important, meaning to say sometimes in the observation of where we live and or where we work, it's also critical to look at what's around you and see what are the gaps that you can create or do or activate in order to provide better service or better awareness of some of the things that are happening in the situation or in the place that you are living. Other than that, also to be more, I would say, globally aware of what's happening in the world today, because sometimes we like to assume that the things that are happening elsewhere is not going to affect us. But we all know that in an age of globalization, we are all somewhat affected one way or another by situations that are happening elsewhere. I would also like to say maybe the skill to network is also equally as important. We sometimes like to think that we are alone in some of our advocacies or in some of the things that we are trying to push. But to be honest, I believe that there are many other youths out there that are also looking at similar issues. Maybe the networking could lead to collaborations, and that could also assist in making you not feel alone in your advocacy, and knowing that there's a lot to learn from each other, some of the best practices or some of the things that have happened before, and how they can all in one way or another learn from each other's mistakes or each other's successes.
I actually love that. I think not a lot of people know that networking is a skill, and to end in collaboration is just like such an ideal, at least like maybe like for me, because as a creative, I feel like collaboration, like two heads is better than one. And to be able to connect with like other people with similar concerns, but like from like other parts of the world, it would feel like amazing, right? So like to make like that change together must feel amazing as well. So thank you so much, Dr. Amin. And next we have Jen. So what do you think the skill sets that are important for youth?
Sorry, forgot to unmute. I would like to add on what Dr. Amin just said, because I do agree that the networking skills are essential, because again, like you can't do everything by yourself, and there's obviously going to be someone out there that has competences and knowledge that you will need in what you want to achieve. But I just would like to reassure maybe people, because I was there at some point of that there's many ways to network, and it doesn't mean that you have to be very like super outgoing and not the party person, but like the shining person in the room. There's also, I think, the listening skill, being able to identify what others in the room might need and connect people is also essential. And that's and find your way to network that makes you feel comfortable and confident, and to find the right partners for you. And I think in this day and age, being adaptable is key as well, because sadly sometimes I mean, it's sad and also it's great, but organizations don't always have enough means to have a lot of staff, so you can be asked to do many different things, which is very enriching. I think it helps you develop a whole set of skills, but it requires you to be adaptable and be able to prioritize what needs to be done the most urgently to serve the organization and the goals that you have. So being very adaptable, also be able to manage your emotions, your stress. It sounds kind of obvious, but it's not always about no one's gonna die, and just like relax, take a chill pill, as you said before, Nadia, and just do whatever you can do. Take things one by one, what needs to be done the most urgently, and it will be all right, and things will be done. And I think if you're doing something, it's already better than if you hadn't done anything, based on the situation, the initial situation. So just do your best, and it will work. So yes, being adaptable and being able to handle stress in different situations. And I would say also trust your voice and be determined to share what you think, because I think as a young person entering the job market, and maybe as a woman, like whatever your situation, I'm talking about women because I am one, but wherever you come from, there's a lot of things that you can feel not confident about, but your voice needs to be shared. And if you're determined and confident, usually you're able to state your grounds too, and be respected as the professional that you are. So I would say that also determination is key as a skill.
Ooh, that sounds all great. Adaptability, and also I think you mentioned about like being able to listen, because you can't really collaborate with other people if you don't really listen to like what they say and like actually understand. I like how you mentioned like being able to manage stress as well, because at the end of the day, this work, or like there's going to be like so many issues that we would want to tackle passionately, but if we're not ready, then we would never be able to do that fully. So self-care, hashtag self-care, of course. Take a chill pill. But yeah, thank you, Jen. What about you, Benji? So what skill sets do you think is important?
Yes, Nadia, I 100% agree with everything that my co-speakers have said, especially on networking. Network. That really works a lot. And I don't have a problem with doing it because I'm very outgoing. But beyond that, and I would like to add a dimension to this discussion of the skills that we need, because I'm reading the question of Dianita Moina in the Q&A portion. She asks, I want to ask questions. Dianita graduated 2 years ago and is struggling to look for jobs. When we talk about skills for young people, right, we've talked about the burden on the young people to learn certain skills. But I think we also need to talk about the equal and corresponding burden that should be placed on employers and recruiters to reevaluate the qualifications or the eligibility requirements that they have set for their entry-level positions. I saw this post a while back. It was a company advertising its opening for an entry-level position, which was requiring 2 to 3 years of working experience. It is absurd for a company to require such a steep qualification from young people. And it seems that their entry-level jobs does not seem to be entry-level at all. And because of these steep qualifications, young people are being conditioned into thinking, and I'm going to touch on another issue now, a related one. Because of steep qualifications, young people are conditioned into thinking that they need to take unpaid internships just to get those qualifications or skills. And this needs to change. Yes, young people need to learn skills to be successful, but also recruiters and employers should not be allowed to set such steep requirements for entry-level jobs, and at the same time, offer unpaid internships under the guise of helping and training young job seekers to meet the already unnecessary skill and experience requirements that they themselves have set.
Totally agree. I feel like I think it in my country in Indonesia it's also like that, and I hear from a lot of my Gen Z friends that was also like the main thing they were struggling with. But back to skill sets, I think it's also important to also like recognize what you can or cannot accept, and also like knowing your limits as well. And in a Gen Z word, I guess like respect your own boundaries is also like a thing. Yes, Jen.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on the question of the participant. I can't find it in the chat anymore, about having to thinking about changing career. I feel like another skill is to seize opportunities. I don't know if you can call that a skill, but I'm not exactly working in what I thought I would work when I was studying. I was targeting in NGOs, international NGOs, and I was also targeting emergency context, relief context. And that's not what I'm exactly what I'm doing. There's still like what was important to me, meaning like international cooperation and the meaning behind my job, and sustainable development. But I also, and I think it relates to networking, is like also being on the like listening what people are telling you, and where you could seize opportunities for you that are that will lead you to something that is great, and think outside the box of like, maybe this is not exactly what I wanted to do, but there's purpose behind this, and it's going to lead to maybe like a very interesting job path that I didn't think about. So I think seizing opportunities is also a key skill, and don't be scared of being branching a little bit, maybe, because we're going to work very long. So like you have time to circle back to what you wanted to do initially, or like not at all, but like when you're growing up, I think you don't have a whole scope of everything you can do. So just trust also what the people that are put on your path, and that will lead to something cool to do.
I love that. I absolutely love that, because I know the worry that I had when I was in high school. I was also like, what can I do? What should I do? Like all the faculties that are available in my country were just like this and that and this and that. But I want to do ABCD. Meanwhile, like the schools only have like XYZ. But then as kind of like I grew up, I feel like a lot of like the job market also expanded, like with the evolution of technology and innovation and stuff. So like there are a lot of like job openings as well. So yeah, I totally agree with don't be afraid to take that leap of faith and kind of like seize every opportunity that comes in front of you, because like you might not know that you might like it. And the worst thing is you didn't like it, and you can always try something else, right? Okay, that's super cool. Guys, I hope you guys are inspired. And if you have any more questions, participants, please just type in on the chat box or the Q&A, and we will read them for you again. I have a last question for all the speakers here. Because we were talking about skill sets and what's important for youth to have, we're getting a little bit more personal now. Are there any specific skills that have helped bring you to where you are today? Or is there anything that you wish you had known before you embark on your journey, or anything that you learned on your journey so far? Maybe this time we can start with Benji.
Yes, thanks, Nadia. Definitely, if I have to pick one skill, that would be communication skills and speaking skills, because so much of what I have achieved today is because of those skills, being able to communicate my ideas and being able to share them. If if there's something that I wish I had known earlier, it's this thing that an HR personnel from an organization I interned with, it was paid, an organization I interned with almost a year ago shared to me. She told me, even if you think that if you're looking at the qualifications, you think that you might be unqualified, it's not your job to weed yourself out. Just go ahead and apply, because the HR, it's the HR's job to weed candidates out. That's not your job. Don't do what isn't your job. Just apply. And sometimes she would share success stories of, people who don't seem to be so qualified or who are underqualified who end up actually receiving the job. So, just send that CV, just send that email.
I also love that. It's like, let's just have this immense confidence that you can actually do the job and let them judge it at the end, because like the opening is from them, right? And it's like so awesome to kind of just like hear success stories as well. Like, wait, what? You got it? Like that. It's so cool. Thank you so much, Benji. And next we have Jen.
I think I will circle back to what I was saying earlier, because I'm quite a discreet person, shy person, and I think I've seen that as not a flaw, but like not an advantage for sure, especially because I was looking at diplomatic jobs for a long time. And through my experiences, I realized, as I said earlier, that there's many ways to network. And unlike Benji, I'm not maybe the very outgoing person that will go that will make the show in the room, but I've realized that my listening skills were really useful, because I was going to people and asking questions, and that was also a way of networking, and then being able to remember who to link to. That served me in the jobs that I had and serves me now. So I think trust, just like embrace who you are and use that to your advantage. And yeah, I think like listening skills were key.
Yeah, listening skills. I love that we have like a cute little balance here between like the extroverts and the introverts on the screen. But yeah, listening is also key, because like I feel like there's power to asking the right questions to the right people. So I think listening is very useful in that department, which is great. Thank you, Jen. And next we have Dr. Amin. So what do you think? Is there any specific skills that has helped you?
I would say first is patience. I think when I do feel that because of the urgency of certain issues, or the fact that we get very immediate responses due to our social media culture, a lot of times we assume that certain things can be understood very quickly. This is not always the case in intercultural exchanges. From my experience myself, having to getting to know another person's culture, another person's way of life requires a lot of patience, a lot of understanding, a lot of listening, as what you guys have said as well, because it takes time to really absorb and digest everything that someone is talking about, because you're also trying to unlearn certain things from your own self and your own background, so that you're able to accept or understand another person's culture. Other than that as well, I think in the spirit of being resilient in an environment that sometimes makes us feel like very small, and because in the scale of things, sometimes we do feel like we're only one person. Are we able to create change, or are we? I'm quite an introvert. No, I'm not an introvert. I'm just in some sense an introvert, also willing to want to create change in his or her own way. Also would require having to deal with the many personalities that are present. So I do feel that being creative in how, like what Jen, sorry, wanted to go, Jean, sorry, Jen has said also about, finding new ways of networking. That itself, we need to have the skill of creativity to adapt, creativity to find, ways of interacting that doesn't require a very big personality, right? The metaverse is a wonderful example of such creativity.
Thank you so much, Dr. Amin. I do think like all these skill sets, even if you're an extrovert or introvert, we can all just like try to present our best selves and be our best selves to kind of like put ourselves out there as well with our own each unique qualities and also skill sets as well. So I hope that gives a lot of insight for all the participants here. And I think we still have time for one question from the Q&A. Let me see if we have one that could be answered by all the three speakers here. Can the speakers actually see the Q&A tab as well? I think Benji saw one, right?
Yes,
Okay.
we
can. Do you guys have any preference on like which question that you would like to answer? So we can kind of just like open it for everyone. Okay.
I think it's not really a question, but I think the topic of representation is interesting, and it kind of relates to what I was saying earlier of like, of course, I'm not from ASEAN, so it's hard for me to talk about representation of different regions of the world, because I think my region is maybe overrepresented. But just any type of like representation in general. I was talking about women earlier. It can be ethnic minorities. It can be, I don't know, like there's many people that are underrepresented. So be determined to state your ground and participate, engage in all type of events, or apply to jobs. Like be determined, let's say.
Okay. Thank you, Jen, for that. And I do think representation is like very important to kind of just like be more seen, especially from like ASEAN countries as well. And yeah, I think to also like read what Colin said, he said that he was the only Malaysian participant at the event for over 10,000 youth at a European youth event at a European Parliament in Strasbourg. He met one person from Singapore and one from Thailand and one MP from Malaysia who came to speak. Obviously, I think that could be also like motivation for all the youth out there to be more engaged and also participating in like more youth events like this, and bring more representation, bring more point of view, very unique point of views and experiences as well from our countries and our region. So hopefully in the future, maybe this year, we can see more of that. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Okay, so there is one question for Dr. Amin. This is from Collins. He said, I'm a program rep from Erasmus Mundus Association. So how can we work on building a partnership between EMA and ASEAN stakeholders in order to reach out to more young people and encourage them to apply for the EMJMD scholarships?
Yeah, that's a very important question, because in Singapore in particular, we don't have a lot of representation, or at least we don't have a lot of Singaporeans taking on these scholarships. So as a case study, I think I would say that a lot more engagement, promotion, conversations about the productivity of what one can benefit from the scholarship or from the experience will be very helpful. I think a lot of times we in ASEAN, also, I think there is very little representation or very little people taking on the scholarship because they feel that they might not be able to speak English well, particularly because I think in most of these joint masters, English is a prerequisite. So definitely increasing knowledge about English will be helpful. Not because we are trying to say that English is important, somewhat, but we're also trying to, well, in the spirit of decolonization, I'm also trying to also say that the whole idea of learning English is also to assist in being able to articulate your experience, your research to other people. So in that spirit, it's important to encourage that skill so that you're able to communicate. I also feel that alumni should continue to do their work, to encourage people to take on board all this, so to participate, or at least to apply for such programs. I think alumni themselves can act as ambassadors in pushing for the scholarship or the programs in Erasmus Mundus.
Thank you so much, Dr. Amin. Yes, I do. I feel like it's fair if we have gone through the Erasmus Mundus program and we would be, like advocates or ambassadors for the program itself. And I'm pretty sure a lot of participants are also very excited about joining various programs like Erasmus Mundus. So guys, please check your chat box for any links that are there. And now moving on to the last question, and this is for Benji from Philly Slim. They said, "Hi, this was a very insightful session. I'd like to ask, how can ASEAN and the EU collaborate in facilitating technological advancement that is both beneficial for the economy and sustainable for the long run?" Maybe Benji could answer this based on your experience in formulating policies with EU commissioners.
Yes, thank you for that question. I would say that's the hardest question I'm getting in this interview. That's really a tough one. But in my experience, it's the collaboration between countries. EU would have their external action. And of course, in making sure that that external action is responsive to the needs of the countries or their partner countries, they would do consultations. And that's where young people can come in. That's where you can come in if you choose to apply, for instance, for the EU Youth Sounding Board. You get to participate in these sessions where policies are being talked about, where policies are being crafted, and make sure that your voice is being heard. I understand you're particularly interested in facilitating technological advancement, and you have, when you're in spaces such as the Youth Sounding Board, usually the agenda will be already set. But that does not mean that you do not have any leeway to request for any particular agenda to be included. So for instance, if the agenda that has been set does not include facilitating technological advancement in the space that you were invited in, I would say that you can assert yourself, for instance, and try to insert it into the conversation. And of course, you can do that if you have the skills of being able to communicate and being able to share and express yourself in such settings.
That's a terrific insight from Benji. Thank you so much, Benji. All right, I think that is it from the Q&A. So far, it's been really eye-opening as well for me. So hopefully the participants here are inspired as well with all these insights from the speakers. So thank you guys so much. All right, after this, we're going to move on to the quiz section. After this, the team would invite you guys to click a Kahoot link, which you can see on your Zoom and you can see on screen as well. If you would like to join the game, you could go to www.kahoot.it and then use the PIN code 8847001. And please be ready to join the Kahoot. You can also let us know if you're ready by typing it on the chat box. Okay, we're waiting for players. Cool. Speakers, please join the fun too if you want to join the Kahoot. Feel free, please. Okay, we're still waiting for the players. Ooh, are these the name of the players? Ooh, it's Giving Fox. Dandy Unicorn. Okay, we're just waiting for participants to enter. These are really cute names. Maybe it's from Kahoot. Amazon Arc, Sturdy Jaguar. Ooh, Classy Dolphin. I would love to be a classy dolphin. Amusing Badger. Okay, sounds like a sleigh. Shining Macau. Okay. Arctic Gazelle. It's giving supermodel. Okay. All right. Let us know in the comments if you're ready. I mean the chat box, not the comments, sorry. All right, yes, I think everyone is joining. Okay. All right, here we go. The quiz begins. Dun, 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 dun. What is the new European strategy that stands for sustainable and trusted connections that work for people and the planet? Oh, there are four. I feel like this is like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? But like there are four choices, four options. Please choose the answer that you think is correct. Is it Global Gateway, Green Growth, Going Global, or Green Deal? And the answer is Global Gateway. Ooh. Oh, a lot of people got it right. Okay. Next is true or false. 2023 is the European Year of Skills. Oh, we talked about this at the beginning. I'm sure you all will get it. 10 seconds. Oh, it has a timer. Okay. Is it though? Is it the year of skills? Is it 2023? Ooh, I think most of you guys got it right. Almost everyone. Yes. Oh, the scoreboard looking pretty. Next. So these are the priority areas of cooperation between EU and ASEAN, except sustainable connectivity, metaverse, green transition, or strategic partnership. Which one is it? Which one's not it? You got 8 seconds. Ooh. Oh, I didn't see the results. Okay, next question. True or false? ASEAN currently has the largest ever cohort of ASEAN youth with 213 million youth between the age of 15 to 34 years old. Is it true? Or is it not? Or is it false? What do you think, guys? I'm sure everybody knows, right? Yeah, it's true. Wow. 213 million. That's crazy numbers. Hey. All right. Next question. How many EU member states are there? I see Dr. Amin is thinking. Me too. I'm like, how many? And these numbers could be tricky. These are like really close to each other, just like 25, 26, 27, 28. How many is it? Let's see. It's 27. Well, I think most of you guys got it right. Great job. Okay, next. How many official languages does the EU have? EU? Official languages. I feel like you guys would know better than me, of course. All right, what's the answer? It's 24, and most of you guys got it right. Wow. You guys are like next level. Y'all are ready to go to Europe, I think. Okay, next one. How many golden stars make up the circle of the European Union flag? Hey, this is giving away the answers, no? With the flag image already? You just count. Come on, everyone. If someone gets it wrong, or maybe this is like a decoy. Maybe this is a trap. Maybe that's not the EU flag. Ooh, most of you guys got it right. It's 12. Yes. Ooh, Hero Jaguar is like on top. Let's go. True or false? Youth Sounding Board aims to transform the EU's engagement with young people in development cooperation. I'm sure y'all know. I feel like that's what we're doing here, no? Youth Sounding Board aims to transform the EU's engagement with young people in development cooperation. Benji's thinking like, easy. Yay, it's true. Yes, we've been talking about it in this webinar. So kudos to you guys for getting it right. Next, what does mundus mean in Erasmus Mundus? Yeah, I'm also wondering what it means. Maybe you guys can tell me. People, world, society, and nature. Which one is it? I mean, there's already like a picture of a map, an atlas of a world, but it means world. Wow, sekai, dunia. Okay. Now on to the last question. Make sure you guys get it right, okay? 99.6% of Southeast Asian internet users between the ages of 16 and 24 use social media every month. I mean, I would be lying if I don't use social media every month. But I feel like 99.6% is like a really high number. Is it true? Is it false? Is it 99.5? It's true! Wow. See, like most of you guys also got it. Damn. Okay, so we have 3 winners already. Third place, we have Green Piranha. Second place, we have Hero Jaguar. And the first place goes to Classy Dolphin. Congratulations, you guys. Please, if you are the winners, the 3 winners, please just tell the world who you are on the chat box so that the team can contact you and maybe give you some exciting prizes. Wait, what? Benji's Classy Dolphin? No way!
Maybe the organizers can give the prize to the 4th placer.
Yeah, maybe. Oh my God. Yeah. Team, I don't know if you could do that, but yeah, we will rearrange, I guess. Oh my God, you guys are so sweet. Like everyone's just like saying congratulations. So knowledgeable, all of you. That's so cool. I love this like supportive little community that we have right now. This warms my heart, guys. What the hell? That's so cute. Wow, that was such a fun quiz. If only I participated, I would get probably like 2. But yeah, thank you guys so much for playing the quiz, and thank you so much for everyone here, for the speakers, and also the team for having this like wonderful discussion that we have today. And for the winners, please wait for the team to contact you guys. Maybe Benji would be, like you can arrange some stuff with the team as well. So thank you. All in all, I think it's really always great to get like insights from other youth leaders out there with issues regarding the economy, and also like collaborations between the European Union and ASEAN. And it's great to see like a lot more representation in policy making, and also like policy changes that are happening all around the world, especially in EU and ASEAN. I personally, even though I'm only a moderator, I feel like I learned a lot from all the speakers here, and also from the audience, from the participants here. And hopefully in the future, we can all gather together and make the world a better place for you and for me, quoting Michael Jackson. And with that, I would like to invite each speaker to share any last words that you would like to communicate with the speakers. Let's start with Dr. Amin.
Thank you. I would like to say to believe to trust your voice is something that I heard today. Also, at the same time, to believe in the politics of small change, that every small thing that you do is actually going to find a way in impacting someone's life, or hopefully, it will become something bigger in the near future. So, allow yourself to dream big, and not stop yourself from believing in that voice.
Thank you, Dr. Amin. Next, we have Jen.
I think it's maybe a little bit more pessimistic, but the future is yours, and also we don't have much time to wait. So I would say also take the lead, because this is the world that you're going to live in, that you're creating. So make sure it looks like what you want it to look, and just go out there and have fun, because working can be is a huge part of our life, and it should be fun and meaningful to you. So trust yourself and the competencies you have. They will be useful in any type of job. I feel like there's a lot of crossing over jobs and domains and environments. So just trust yourself and go out there and make it as you want to, make the world how you want it to look.
All right. Thank you, Jen. And last but not least, we have Benji.
Yes, to everyone, to all the young people who are here, if you ever find yourself in a position where you want to pursue any policy change, know that it will be hard. There will be a lot of inertia. You will be tried. Some people will try to exclude you from those policy making process, but it's up to us to assert and demand our rightful place in the decision making table. And if they refuse to give you a seat at the decision making table, bring your own folding chair and talk to them.
Yes, take that step. Woohoo! Make that move. Thank you so much, Dr. Amin, Jen, and also Benji. Also, participants, I would like to remind you guys to follow EU and ASEAN on social media to be updated with all of the events and also all the issues that are being discussed happening in EU and ASEAN. And also, the 10 winners from the quiz, not only 3, but 10, will get prizes. So the team will contact you. And after this session, please don't forget to fill in the survey through the link in the chat box. So please keep an eye on that. I'm Nadia, and I've been your moderator for today. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you all. And I hope you guys have a great day ahead. Thank you so much, guys.